Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Inside Movies Galore. I'm your host, David Streggy, and today I have another review for you. And I am so glad that I waited to review Scott Schirmer's films up until I got this um, limited edition Batman Blu-ray DVD combo uh, um, edition because he released one of the first films that he'd ever accomplished on here called House of Hope, which was filmed in 2010, and I actually kind of dug it. Um, so we have a gothic couple, which I believe that their names are Malcolm and Abby, played by Nicole Bruce and Nathan Stranger, where they are driving through the countryside, where I don't know where, and Abby is pregnant. So evidently things don't seem to be entirely, okay between them, but Malcolm decides to stop and look for a house to because Abby goes into labor, and so he knocks on what looks like an old farmhouse in the middle of the woods. Now, in this farmhouse are a brother and sister who live together, and they've lived together in their existence their entire lives, in religion, and especially little Ryan, who is played by Tyler Andrews, who has never seen the outside world. Um, So basically, what happens is when Malcolm knocks on the door, Angela, played by Cassandra LaPlante, um, ends up kidnapping Malcolm and tying him up to a bed, and then taking Abby and taking her out to an outside cellar and locking her up until her labor has been complete. Now, throughout the film, we see flashbacks of, um, you know, conversations that her father, the Angela's father, who is played by Kirk Chastain, who is actually the special effects behind Found and later Harvest Lake and Headless, which are future projects of um, Scott Schirmer's. So he, from him and his conversations, from father's conversations with Angela, we get a feeling that he has shrouded his family with religious values about and warnings about the outside world, how evil and devilish everything is. That whole brimstone thing. And then some of the flashbacks go back to, you know, evidently images of Angela getting raped, sexually raped by her father, and he tells her that that she is this vessel for God, and that she's the only one for God, only one still fighting. And this is while he's on his deathbed. So she's definitely got these feelings of an emotional entanglements that she must kill outsiders for God. and she's hoping that this last couple is enough. And she's waiting for a sign for God, and so she believes that she must save these people. Um, and I believe that there's another thing that happens. I believe that she actually takes the child from Abby and kills it. So ultimately, it comes down to little Ryan, who I think the most emotional part of this film is when Ryan actually comes to Malcolm, who is tied up in bed, and he's asking him about Superman and his kryptonite, and the fact that this boy does not know, the story of Superman, all that jazz. I think the way that he's asking these questions is very innocent, and so there is an innocence that is shown of this child that I feel is like very real, and so I appreciated being able to see that inside of a child. So in any case, I thought the acting was pretty decent all around. I especially liked, like I said, how real the brother was in here, and I think that this was quite possibly a very real situation too. There are some people who are very religiously, um, you know, stout in their beliefs, and uh, there are many things that I mean, I thought that the solitude and the closed inness, the incest that was going on, that was there was a it seemed like there was a life of violence that these two had come from, and it was more set upon Angela and her character. It seemed like it weighed a lot on her because she kept asking God for a sign. It seemed like she was struggling with herself, and in the end, it was kind of sad. But I fairly enjoyed this film. I'm surprised that this didn't get a release before this. If it had one, maybe it did, but I'm surprised that no one had actually picked this film up before, because the characters were very easy to relate to. So at least for me. In any case, hopefully you enjoyed my description of this film. Like and subscribe to my page if you have not, and I will definitely have some more cool reviews for you later on. I'm certainly happy with being able to watch this first film, even though Found is supposed to be the first film, at least first one that people know him for. In any case, um, check out my other reviews, and thanks for the traffic ahead of time. And have a great day, evening, or morning, wherever you are.